We stayed in a place last night that's a little different than where we normally stay. As you can see, it's you know, we don't need first-rate accommodations. This one, what it feels like is they made it into a quote-unquote family room by taking the hostel portion and just calling it a family room. We did sleep good though. But we were only here for one night. We're here specifically to go to where? Semuc Champey. All for the gram. It's all for the gram. But I mean, I find some things a little more interesting than others. Like electrical that seems to be exposed. But it's not in like in a sketchy place, it's in the shower, so NBD. What? I was shocked to see it too. But this place is definitely not made for like the luxury travel. In fact, you can even rent a spot like these guys did and just set a tent up and spend the night in the tent. The view out the front though is pretty good. Let's go. A nice little pool. We're right up in the mountains. So if you're a solo traveler or like 2 people, I actually think this would be a great place because it's very inexpensive. For the family, I think they kind of charge maybe per person like you would a hostel. And so I feel like we paid way too much for what this room is, but it's not a big deal. We're here specifically to go to this. We did book the transport because after yesterday driving across mountainous roads and having just a heck of an adventure, I did not want to do that today. It's only 14 kilometers away, but it's a 45-minute drive, which means you're going to be driving across exactly what we drove across. So anyway, we just hopped in our transport, which I thought would be like some kind of shuttle.
It's the back of a truck! Woo! This is so fun!
The adventurous surprises continue.
This would be like a minivan or something.
And we're in this for about 40 minutes.
We are?
Yes. No? What do you guys think? And where are we going again? Do you want to sit down?
I'm so content right here.
What's the place called we're going to?
I can't hold it to Semuc Champey. It's beautiful pools here in the area in Guatemala. That was quick.
Yeah, I'm standing up and holding on to this.
Yeah, me too. Oh, we have to shut the gate. So we are headed to the pools. You'll see them on Instagram and stuff. They're actually way larger than I thought. So if you're planning a trip here, something we learned, we only planned a couple hours this morning to see the pools and get on our way. But looking, there are cave tours, there's kayaking, there's floating the river depending on the time of year and if it's the wet or dry season. We're in the dry season, so there's a lot of options for us. So if you're planning your trip out here, make sure you take a look at all the different things that you can do. If you're unsure, you can call a hotel. Every hotel here seems to have their own tour. So just a little heads up as you plan.
You can definitely see where there's a lot of work being planned and going into this area to help build it up. So when we went, things were still getting used to more tourist travel, especially with its growing popularity on Instagram. But it's definitely making improvements, and I'm sure that, 2 years down the road, this will look completely finished. If you did drive your own vehicle, there are so many places to stop along the way for fresh fruits and vegetables, handmade foods. The little kids sell chocolates in this area that they hand make that are actually very good. We did pick some of those up. So you could definitely spend a lot of time exploring before you go into the actual pools.
So the second you're out of the truck,
We're the only ones here, so
there are 500 people trying to see if you want breakfast or drinks or whatever. So never love seeing little kids working, honestly.
A few things you might want to bring with you before you get into the park is some type of water shoe, obviously your swimming gear, and a fresh towel. They do have little lockers, so you could put your own lock on them to hold your things. We just hung our stuff on a tree in a backpack where it could stay dry, and that worked out just fine as well.
Glad we didn't drive the car up. I don't want to have the hassle with parking and everything else up here.
He said it's gonna get really, really busy.
Okay.
In about an hour.
1 o'clock?
To pick us up at 12:30.
12:30?
Yeah.
That was a while.
And then,
We're at the park entrance to Semuc Champey, so you're 50 quetzales per adult and 50 per kid. So for our family of 5, 50, 150, 200. So we're gonna be 250. But here's the entrance. You're gonna have people try to sell you tours nonstop. I mean, there's a lot of people. Now, once you pass the park entrance though, I don't think you'll have any of that because you have to pay to get in. So right at the entrance, you can go down to the river or you can go over to the pools. And we are gonna go over to the pools. Yeah.
Once you are inside the park, there are no services, so make sure you hit the restroom beforehand. There are small changing stations, but that's all once you get inside.
Now, what I did read, every hotel in the area in Lanquín and some of the surrounding hotels.
Come on, guys.
Keep walking, fellas. They will offer tours, and they range in price. Everything we saw, they range anywhere from 100 to 500, and they include different things. So look into what you want to do and kind of make a decision.
Do the tours include your park entrance fee?
Nope.
You're positive?
Well, the one that we were bid.
Okay, because it was 200 quetzales.
So that's what I was just going to say. So if your hotel offers you a few questions you want to ask, do they have any kind of lunch or whatever? Because a lot of them will go from 8 to 4.
But isn't 200 quetzales, hold on really quick, isn't that only like $15.50?
It's not a lot. So then if you get here and you have to pay an extra 50, it's not a big deal cost-wise. But if you don't know you don't have the cash on you, then you have an issue, right?
I always want to have cash here.
5 quetzales per person for our transport here, plus the 50 kid. And then it's like average is 50 per activity you want to do.
I thought it was 25.
I've seen both, but what I saw was 50.
When you're here in Guatemala, I definitely think whenever you can get money out of an ATM, you should probably get some money out of an ATM because we've had a real hard time finding some cash. This is the view from the top. There's a massive line to go and to take a picture on that outcropping. So I actually just climbed up on some rocks. I won't get as good a view, but I also don't want to wait 30 minutes to take a photo. So I climbed up on that outcropping, got some really good pictures. Didn't get the quintessential Instagram photo where it's all clear, but I really don't want to wait 30 minutes in a line for that. Yeah, scene's beautiful, but it is work. I mean, it is work. All right, I'm coming to the end of this hike. I've got these super good technical hiking sandals from Chaco, but I'm watching people hike this in shoes, you know, from just the cheap markets, and it blows my mind. It cannot be easy on the feet. I'm about to roll up on the pools. Check this out. It is just this gorgeous. So, try to find the rest of my crew before I jump in. I think I might see Raphael. Yeah, there's Raphael over there. All right, let's swim. So if you enter through the flat route, these are the first pools you come to. After you pass the first pools, you come to where they have some lockers. I don't think they have locks though. I think you have to bring your own, but it'd be a place to secure your stuff. If you're alone and just wanted to go swim and not have to worry about it, probably a pretty good idea. Oh, it feels so amazing. We're swimming in the water, having a great time. This water is absolutely crystal clear. I'm gonna get under. All right, so there are a bunch of little fish in the water. Like, you know, the ones that people pay to get like a fish pedicure, and they'll pedicure your feet here. It's kind of fun. If you stop where it's really sandy and just stand still for a minute, eventually they come up and you can feel them nibbling the dead skin off.
Gotta use patience, which is what I'm terrible at.
I'm liking the hat though. I think I look like an explorer.
You look like a
Thor.
So we moved up above the pool to the upper area. This is really incredible view. The colors are amazing, but this is where like the rapids get really crazy. And we are in the dry season, so I'm sure it looks totally different at different times of year. But it's pretty fantastic. And definitely not somewhere that you'd want to swim, so they do have it all roped off.
Everything's roped off and very well marked.
They have it pretty well, like all the signs are designated.
In fact, there's I don't know if that's a tour guide or an employee.
And there's other spots further up where it goes, but you can probably see if maybe we'll back over here so we can get a couple different points of view. But it is kind of stunning, and especially the big chunks of limestone just right in the center of it.
There are a lot of guides who offer their services here, and I've seen there are some tours you can do, like you can go river rafting, you can I don't know, they've got all kinds of stuff. However, as I was doing that hike, there were a ton of tour guides taking their people on that hike and then just bringing them down to the pools. If that's what you'd like to do here, which is a wonderful half day anyway, but you 100% don't need to pay anyone to take you to do it. You walk into the park, it's very well marked out, and there's just no need to have someone guide you through it. It's too easy to do. Because basically, like, I'm gonna walk past this, you'll see this guide here, and they walk you in and then they just literally hang out while you do your thing. That's one right there. And not that they're, you know, can't be good, but I don't think it would be worth paying for. So just a quick tip. They do recommend having some water shoes or something because there are shells and there are very sharp rocks and they're very slippery. So, you know, proceed with caution. I wore Chacos, got some with aqua shoes. My kids actually went barefoot the whole time and didn't have any problems. But, you know, better safe than sorry. This is the lower portion of the pools. We spent time swimming in the higher ones. Actually, these ones are pretty cool. I lied, I think these ones would have been cool. But very pretty. We've got a waterfall, or a series of waterfalls over here. And the whole thing is just an amazing outdoor adventure. So this place definitely fills up. You can see the parking lot behind me. When we got here this morning at about 9 something, or I think by about 9, there was no one here. This is the road up though. I definitely wouldn't bring like a small rental car up it. I mean, you'd probably make it, but there are parking lots down low and then you can walk up, but I think you're 30-40 minutes. So for us, it was 25 quetzales to get a ride here and back. So it's only about $3 a person. And I think that was well worth, and I think it was the right choice because they drive you right up to the park and you're good to go. What? Hola! I would not.
They always win.
So these are the lower parking spots. So you probably walk about 30 minutes if you park down here, and I have no idea what they would charge. It's supposed to be free, but they're like, I don't know, people set up and they collect, and
a lot of them said they charge between 10 and 50 quetzales for parking, depending on the time of year they come and how busy it is. Or these little side lots.
But riding in the back of a truck is really fun.
I love it.
So this place right here, this is called, what's this hotel called? It's called Viñas Hotel. And I 1,000,000% do not recommend staying here in any way. They charged us an extra 6% to use a card. They booked us a car that they told us would be, you know, a total price, and then they said it was each way once they picked us up. It's just that this place is super dishonest, and we're starting to see a lot of nickel dime stuff here in these small towns in Guatemala. So just be really aware of it, and be aware that they don't treat you like a guest in their country. They treat you like a mark in their country. So be very, very wary when you come here. I don't think I'd come here with a family. As solo travelers, it's really good, but just be aware. Everyone's trying to get a buck out of you.